All right, good morning. We are back from a YouTube-cation. That's like a word I kind of made up, a vacation from YouTube. Yeah, we didn't post anything for about a month, and I just needed to kind of have a little bit of time to get settled in and into a new routine. It's another beautiful summer in the mountains. It's really not too much different with that. This is our third summer spending it in the mountains somewhere in high elevation, either Colorado, Wyoming, or New Mexico, somewhere in those Rocky Mountain belt. And another summer without needing air conditioning is great. All right, so just to recap, we moved our home base from Missouri beginning of June, and we got rid of a lot of stuff. We got rid of more stuff, as always, but we moved all of our animals, not just the ones that I traveled with, but I had like some chickens and a couple rabbits that other people would take care of while we were gone. But we moved all of that, 2 rabbits, our dogs, including an extra dog that wasn't ours, our 2 cats, 6 chickens, and a handful of little quail that I hatched right before I left, all inside of this van. So, needless to say, it was a little bit of a crazy trip. I had rented a U-Haul. I had a car behind the U-Haul. I had to have somebody else drive that. And in this van, Adele and I and all of the animals, and I had a lot of house plants that were in the back of the U-Haul and the car that I towed. Luckily, everything made it here. It was 1.5 days, I guess, of driving, like 2 days. We busted butt. We drove a lot. The first day I drove 630 some miles. I've never driven that much in one day. And then we slept in a truck stop and got up 3 hours later and drove, because down in the valley here, it's hot. And June it was already hot. So we didn't want animals and plants inside the U-Haul. The animals are in here, but trying to keep this entire van cool in 90s or close to 100. We wanted to get an early start, and we made it up into the mountains, and unpacking and just trying to get everything just out of the truck to get the truck back was a big rat race in itself. All right, we're packing the truck. There's the van. Woo, I got my car is running again. You guys have never seen this. This is my 20-year-old car. Some blue jays, sorry. And it's going to be towed behind the U-Haul. And there's the van, and it's getting ready to be loaded today. Today is going to be a crazy day of loading the truck. All right, it's going to be a busy day. I'm not going to be able to post any videos until we are moved, because this is a chaotic time and trying to get everything done as quick as possible. So probably by the time you guys see this, I will be back in New Mexico. But I'll record some a little bit along the way, but let's get to work. So after unloading the truck, I have moved into an eco-village or co-op, whatever you want to call it, a group of people that are each in charge of different tasks, and mine is the animals and the gardening, kind of like the food production. And I've done gardening for a long time. Before I ever did YouTube, I sold at a farmer's market for 9 years in Missouri. Stood out on a black paved parking lot in the summer, and in the early spring sometimes I would freeze. So I have lots of experience with growing vegetables and selling it, so that is my job here on the Eco Village. My work that I do here goes towards my housing, and I won't have to pay for housing. So, yay, no getting a job or, getting back into the rat race or whatever. But it also meant I had immediate commitments and obligations. And, I worked really hard for the first month to kind of get it all caught up and cleaned up and, plants going and stuff to reach our goals here. So we've just recently started having time to go out on day trips and have a little bit of fun, because Adele and I are also splitting a small little part-time job of babysitting that also allowed us not to have to leave our house, to earn income right here. And it's fun to watch a 4-year-old, and gives Adele something to do. Adele has friends right here, and that she's having sleepovers. She's getting to see other kids every single day, where before we didn't always get to see that. So it has been a nice change, definitely, for her. So what's even more crazy is now we are in town. I haven't lived in town in like decades, so there's traffic and sirens and all that. But it's kind of fun because we're close enough. We can walk to the downtown if we wanted to. The shops are awesome. It's a really touristy town, so there's tons of people here, tons of awesome shops, and we have a lot of fun here. All right, I just lost my train of thought. I had some people, I'm like kind of by a bridge up here, and some people walked over and were watching me talk to myself. But I'm in the river right now, and this has been great for the kids. They get down here in the water, and it's like mountain snow melt that's still under the ground. It's pretty cool. It's not freezing right now, but it's pretty cool. So anyway, it has been very nice. It's pretty unusual to have this much water here in New Mexico, but we are up in the mountains, so it is leftover snow melt. It's chilly, but it's not freezing right now. A few of our other perks of living here in town, in a mountain town, is we see deer and elk almost every day. Adele is starting to name them. We have Gilbert and Lilac is like a pair, and you can't feed them or anything like that, but they are very tame. They are very used to all the traffic and all of the people, and getting into gardens and stuff. All right, so that is it for the update, and we successfully made it here across the country again, and we went on a little day hike this past weekend, and that'll be the next video. Hopefully once I get a few more people helping me and we get a little bit more situated here, we're going to be able to go on weekend trips and more outings. And thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already.